show you how to connect the equipment and also how to connect the hotbar to the inventory. Now let's get started. Let's start first with the equipment, which is inside the inventory. So we're gonna add actually duplicate, and then we're gonna assign here a name. Let's call it equip slots. And then since we only need 3 of these, we're going to remove all of the remaining, and we're gonna be reusing the same script slot that we're using up here. Okay, now we're gonna assign different names here. Okay, now that we have those 3, we will set the columns to 1. We're gonna grab this and we're gonna move it to the left. So now we can focus that here is the equipment and over here is the inventory inside the inventory node. Okay, now we have to add a texture rec. For each one. Now each texture rec will contain its a background. It's like a background here, so we know what can be fit within this slot for the equipment. Alright, so we got there. All of this has been set. And now let's go about the information about the equipment slots. We're going to go into the code for the equipment slots. So inside the inventory node, which is the inventory GD, we're going to assign 2 new more variables. The equip slots, which is going to be a reference for this node here, for the grid container, and then we're gonna grab the each children for the equip slots, which is the eSlots variable, and we're going to start coding here. We're gonna put all of this information. It's exactly the same as it is for this one. Well, it's pretty similar. We're just gonna put here E, and E. So we're putting the connection, so it will be detected by the mouse click. And here we're going to remove one indentation because it's not the same. And this one, all of these slots were like generic. For this one is actually something that is going to be a specific. So this one is going to be a 0. We're going to call this shirt. We're going to call this shoes. And you see that this auto completion automatically, because we are assigning this slot class, slot type, coming straight from the slot, which we already did in previous tutorials, which is taking the information so we know that we are getting hot reference to the hotbar, the inventory, or to the shirt, pants, or shoes, which is the equip. These 3 are reference to the equipment. And then we gotta put this shirt, shoes, and pants. Alright, now that we got that set up, we're gonna put eSlots here. Okay, and now for this one over here, we're gonna do exactly the same. initialize equip, which is going to contain a player. Instead of inventory, it's going to be equips, which is a variable that we have here, which contains the dictionary of arrays that will be like a 0. Well, it depends on the item, so we will have something like this here once we get something in it. So yeah, let's continue here. So equips, and then here as well equips, and we have to put here slots, and with this it should be ready. So let's try to do it. Oh yeah, I was forgetting just one little detail, so we have to grab this function and also initialize it here. Right here I have to put 0, 1, and 2, and with that it should be set up. And let's see, yeah, now it's opening. We can grab the shirt, we can put it back, and we should be able to do it the same way with these pants and shoes as well. We're going to copy and paste set, for example, inventory. We can copy that and we can put it here, so it will be exactly the same. We will get you slots, so we make sure to make 6 of them, assign this to 6 columns, so it's split it in horizontal line, and we add a label called the active item label, which is gonna be on top of here, like just right here. On top of that, we assign a texture here, so this one, hotbar background, and we're going to be assigning a okay, we're gonna make a connection. So this connection comes from the player inventory. It comes from a function called, from a signal called active item updated, and it's connected to the update active item label, which is inside here. It's right here. So for each slot in player inventory active item slot, if it's null, if it's different to null, we're going to assign the name. The name is gonna be a function inside the main data. So the main data is this singleton that we have here, and we're putting this, so it's gonna be the name that is in the database. So once we get there, else if we are not selecting an item, if it's not active, if it's not active in the hotbar, then it's not gonna put any name. Then we're gonna call this function here as well. We're gonna call it here in ready, so in case we got something display on the hotbar already, it will be displayed automatically on start. So what's going on here, for each slot size, so for each of the slots within the hotbar, we're gonna put another connection as well on top of everything that we have already. Like we're assigning the slot type hotbar, we're assigning an index, so we're going to, depending on the index that we have from the function, from the signal that we're emitting from the player inventory global, we're going to be adding the slots. So for each slot, we're going to refresh its style. So that means if we are selecting one of the hotbar, one of these, if it's selected, it's going to display this one, the selected background. And as for the code inside the slots, we're going to assign a new variable calling the preload method, pasting this here basically, and that's what you will get. And then you are going to assign another variable called selected style, which is going to be a null style box texture. Then we're going to put ready. We're going to select the style, and we're going to assign a new, and we're gonna put a selected text, which is going to be the preload that we have up here. So we're gonna refresh the style. The refresh the style, we're gonna assign a new condition, which is gonna be if the slot type equals to hotbar. So we are in the hotbar, and the player inventory, so the global player inventory active item slot has an index. We're going to put or establish a custom style, which is gonna be this one here. Also remember that we got to go to the project settings. We're gonna put two new more inputs. Scroll up, so that means you're gonna scroll the mouse bottom up, and then the scroll down. So we are gonna make that connection for those two inputs in the user interface. If the event is actually press scroll up, so we're going to active the item scroll up, the function coming from the global, else is gonna active the other one. So this one is not necessary, that was only a test. So at last we got this, the player inventory script from the global. We are going to assign an active item slot equals to 0, so we're making an index, and we're gonna assign a signal that that's the one we were using from the other scripts. And then we're gonna put here the functions active item scroll up, which is going to make our index a plus. It's going to increase 1 every time that we hit the scroll up. Then we're gonna assign a module. This is a module within Godot, and we're gonna put this one, the number of hotbar slots. So that means if we reach the 6, then the module will put a 6, and then we're gonna be on 0 again. And then we're gonna assign a decrease for the index every time that we scroll down. And then we're gonna be emitting a signal as well, depending on where we are and with the index. Okay, now let's give it a go. Let's see, yeah, so we're here, we're gonna put some items. Okay, so we got the brown shirt, we got the iron sword, and so on. As you see, it is working, and that will be it for today. I will also leave in the comments section a GitHub, so you can also have access immediately if you don't want to go through all of the steps to reach until this part. For the next upcoming tutorials, I will be showing you how to start doing with the market, so you can like sell some items and also buy items straight from the market.